On this episode of Screen Geeks, we're going to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier, the Mighty Ducks, and Invincible coming tomorrow, plus the DuckTales finale. So much to talk about tonight on Screen Geeks. Everybody, and welcome to Screen Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, always on this journey of Screen Geeks, is my good friend Ralph. Ralph, how you doing, good sir?
I completely forgot that it's already Thursday, but that Invincible starts tomorrow.
I know.
I have a podcast to start, and have it out by Monday. I don't even know when I'm going to watch it. I'm back to work, working my graveyard shifts. So the scheduling has been nuts because James, my co-host, works graveyard shifts as well.
Oh,
except he's in England, and
I don't know how that works because it's 9 hours ahead for you, right? 6 hours for me, I think.
Yeah.
So wouldn't his graveyard shift be our normal shift? I don't know.
I don't know, but we've been trying to schedule it. So anybody listening to this, go to @Invincipod to see if we make it.
Yeah. Listen, I'm excited for it, and my other co-host for the live show that I do on Geek Dad Life, John stopped by today. I slowly been picking up stuff for him, and he came by to pick up, but he lent me his volume 1 of the Invincible Ultimate Collection. So I don't know. You may know how many books are in. I think he said there was like 16 books in this one. So I've got something to start off with here, Ralph.
Right. I don't know if you're going to want to read the book first or be surprised by the show.
What do you think I should do? So I've got the source material, but you're saying here the show and not the source material?
I don't know, because there's one thing that every Invincible fan knows.
Okay.
And so we're not going to be surprised by the show.
Uh-huh.
So it's up to you.
So you're saying there's a surprise that's worth waiting for. Is that the gist of it?
Something along the lines. Yeah, let's just say yes and leave it at that. But right. It's up to you. I mean, you could watch the show. They're dropping 3 in one day, which put a huge wrinkle into the podcast because we wanted to release the podcast weekly.
Mm-hmm.
But they released the first 3 on the first day and then the other 5 weekly. So
you just do an episode each, like just do 3 episodes this week or something.
That's what we're doing. So it's going to be a slog. I want to say a week from today, Thursday, I've got to record and release an Invincipod.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to record the Return of Kaiju podcast.
Yep.
And then Screen Geeks.
That's right, because
Thursday's going to be nuts.
Yeah, that's insane. Well, if we need to take a week off Screen Geeks, that's fine.
Well, luckily I have the 2 days off prior. So
going to the chats, Colleen is here, Jake Grives is here, Bullwinkle 80 is here, Oak City Gamers, haven't seen you all, Oak City, good to see you again. Jay Griffiths agrees with you, show first, then see how good the book is. So
right.
This big reveal, will it happen this season?
Yes.
All right. So then maybe
because the way don't go digging around.
I'm not going to go digging. I'm not.
But me and James did an episode of Invincipod where we cover the trailers.
Uh-huh.
And as Invincible fans, we were like, I can't believe they're showing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then we realized that's only because we know certain things.
Gotcha.
So don't go digging into that, but it's so we know stuff's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, dude, the book is amazing.
Yeah.
The book is amazing. It's essentially it's I would say kind of like Incredibles, but on like a bigger scale.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a family where the dad is essentially Superman.
Yep.
So it's how do it's kind of a family kind of story, but it's not really a family show. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's so much blood. I sent you a picture of an action figure, and that is where it's Mark, this character, Invincible, just drenched in blood. That's kind of what the show's going to be like.
Yes, you did send it. I did want to show it here. Now I'm surprised there's not. I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll see how well the show does. But yeah, that's a.
This isn't. So this is. I mean, you're probably thinking, oh, he's messed up, or something happened to him, or he's that. No, he always just gets in brutal fights, and he's always covered in blood. Like, so the red's kind of part of his uniform, but that toy just kind of shows the level of blood that will be in the show.
Well, still, I'm excited for it, so I will hold off on reading the book that John lent me, and then I will then read it after this season commences, because I will say there's something to. It's so cliche, but it's like, oh, it's not as good as the book. But there is something to, even comic book adaptations where just the pacing or everything, it never meets what you kind of had in your mind, You
can probably fly through that book in like a weekend, no problem.
Oh, I'm sure.
It looks like a big book, but you can get through Invincible pretty quick.
Is it a spoiler?
It might have been. Dude. I'd say watch the show.
I'm gonna watch the show. It is on
because it's gonna be 5 weeks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The first 3 drop tomorrow, and then there's 5 more episodes the following week, so 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then everyone follow at Invincipod.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Riley Bob says, anybody see the NECA preview of Gargoyles toys? Oh my god, hype engaged. Trust me, Riley Bob, they'll be maybe the main subject for Toy Geeks on Sunday. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Yeah, those things look, it's really just the I think it's the one figure, and oh my god, it looks amazing. So that's coming up this Sunday. And then probably tomorrow, I was hoping to have it done today, but just time didn't work out. But Land Shark, the new Motu Origins Land Shark came in the mail. So there will be a new Geek Dad Life toy review on the channel tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I think those are the big things for the channel. I will say, I did want to start the show maybe on a bit of a somber note. But we had a couple kind of big deaths, or at least, to the geek world. And did want to, for both, Jessica Walter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jessica Walter and George Segal, really great actors. For any Arrested Development fan, actually, you, Ralph, and my wife Colleen got me on the Arrested Development train.
You were kicking and screaming.
It
took a while.
It did. But she is such an integral part of that show, among many other things. And she will be missed, as well as George Segal, who passed away, I think, was it yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
In many things. Most recently Goldberg's, and again, for any geeks out there, just really great on that show, but great in so many things. And again, rest in peace. And I think, luckily their work will live on, and we get to enjoy their contributions to the art form for generations to come. Yes, also on Archer, Dinosaurs. Again, really, really long list. But yeah, really big bummer this week for a couple great actors. Any other thoughts for you?
No. I love the Goldbergs. We just finished watching last night's episode, and then Arrested Development. Come on.
Yeah. And again, I haven't kept up with Goldberg's. It has, I don't know. I love the show. I just haven't kept up with it. But is it still good?
Yeah, and you pretty much see Fireball Island every episode, sitting right there on the game shelf, right on the bottom.
Well, it's kind of neat. The is Adam Goldberg, the showrunner, the thing based after is him. He basically uses the show as an excuse to buy all this old stuff like the USS Flag, Fireball Island, all that stuff. And the local toy shop here in Raleigh, Cro-Mag Toys, the production crew has bought stuff from them several times.
Oh, cool.
Whenever they need, boxed stuff or just toys or whatever. So they do their research and they basically just get to go on eBay and buy stuff for the show, which is pretty cool. All right, let's get into some of the news for this week. So we talked about Invincible is dropping tomorrow. First 3 episodes on Amazon Prime. Another show is dropping tomorrow, and that is the new Mighty Ducks reboot.
Right.
And I don't know. I loved Mighty Ducks. This show, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll watch it.
It was after my time.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I ever saw Mighty Ducks was like, I think we were still using HBO Go, but it was during quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine. It was fine. I'm not the right age for it.
Well, I remember seeing it in theaters. It was clearly, Bad News Bears, but hockey, and a little bit more Disney-fied. But my favorite memory of that movie or that series actually never happened in the films. I've shared it on the show. Stop me, but the actor who played Charlie Conway, who also Pacey, Joshua Jackson, who's also on Fringe. He when he was filming Dawson's Creek, which was in Wilmington, North Carolina, we first moved here and worked at an ice skating rink in Raleigh, North Carolina. Right. For those that live here, the Raleigh Iceplex is where we worked. And there would be pickup hockey games on Friday. And Joshua Jackson, who actually learned how to play hockey from Mighty Ducks and still played and enjoyed hockey, would come sometimes to those Friday pickup hockey games. And one of those times he went to play pickup hockey. And it's just whoever shows up, you just play a game of hockey. He wore his This Mighty Ducks jersey, like his Charlie Conway 96 Mighty Ducks jersey. And so many people wanted me to go on the PA system and shout Flying V or 1, 2, 3 triple deke. But I didn't do it. I didn't have the guts to do it. But so I felt like he should have been cool with it because he's wearing his Mighty Ducks
if he's wearing the jersey,
you
might be okay with it.
Yeah. But still, he was really nice. He would always hang and talk, anything with people that were there. So, out of those few interactions, Joshua Jackson, aka Charlie Conway from Mighty Ducks, really cool cat. But he is not here in this lineup, so I don't know if he's going to be coming back to this rebooted Mighty Ducks or not.
I could see a cameo. Kind of along the lines of like a Cobra Kai, how people would kind of show up sprinkled throughout the series.
Yeah, but if you're going to have Mr. Mighty Duck himself, Emilio Estevez,
right?
You got to have. I don't
know. I'm saying he probably can't commit to being on a series full time, but I see him showing up. I could see him show up.
Yeah. Quack, quack, quack. So are they still kids? It wouldn't be my first time they cast adults as youths. No, I don't think this was 30 years ago almost at this point when the first one came out. I thought they just got Emilio back. That's a lot more of the kids. Yeah, I don't know. So this is clearly shot in the rink that Emilio S. I'm blanking on his name. What was his name on that movie? I can't remember.
How would I know? Coach something.
Coach Bombay. Gordon Bombay.
There you go.
That's what it is. Anyway, So I don't know if maybe they showed up as like maybe they show up to kind of mentor the kids or something. I don't know. But still, be curious to see. The trailers just have me curious. It's weird. It's almost like Bombay hates hockey now and doesn't want anything to do with it, even though he works at an ice rink. So we'll see how it shakes out. But it's on Disney Plus. I already have Disney Plus, so I'm gonna watch it. So that's
right.
All right. The other big thing, and is this tomorrow or Sunday? Is Godzilla King Kong tomorrow as well?
Wednesday. It comes out Wednesday, the 31st.
31st.
It was scheduled to come out tomorrow, but it'll be on HBO Max on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. Okay. All
right.
Right. Because anyway, I'm turning around, or I'm going around the sun again on Saturday. So anyways, I took tomorrow off from work. So I'm just gonna have all this time to watch all of these shows tomorrow. But it would have been even better if King Kong versus Godzilla would have been tomorrow.
Yeah. You gotta wait a little bit for that one.
It's on a Wednesday. Like that's the one thing with the Snyder Cut dropping on Thursday and that one on
It's
Wednesday.
helping me out because I have right now I have
That's
Tuesdays,
true.
Wednesdays off. So
yeah. But for the people working like middle of the week, it's like I don't know. Or I can, I'll just be really tired by the time it's over. But again, King Kong versus Godzilla isn't going to be 4 hours. So maybe it's just that's a Snyder Cut problem.
Right. It's under 2 hours, I think.
I'd love to see the 40-year-old kid actors come back. It looks like they might. If they took this picture, maybe they will. Maybe they will. Who knows? Yes. And then the other big news was maybe they could change their mind again. But it seems like they have finally settled on releasing the Black Widow in theaters as well as on Disney Plus
with Premier Access.
With Premier Access, which I gotta give a hold on.
But I mean, I'll be well vaccinated by July 9th. I'm getting my second on the 11th.
Nice.
So I'm only going to spend like $12.
That's true. And hopefully I will be as well. Colleen found out that given my BMI, I qualify to get it sooner than some other people, which fine, whatever it takes. So she's currently going all over to find me a vaccine to go with. So hopefully I will be in that category as well soon, as at least on the way to being fully vaccinated. But for my birthday this weekend, we're actually renting out a theater across the way. Unfortunately, that theater, you had to like pick from their list of movies, and it wasn't a ton of great stuff. So I think maybe I said on the show before, but I went with Transformers, the Shia LaBeouf Transformers. So
all right,
we're gonna be watching that on my birthday. So so July 9th, and then I think Cruella as well is going to do the Disney Premier Access. But yeah, I think at that point, if they're hitting this vaccination rate on what they're saying, like by the summer, hopefully most people can comfortably go to a movie or feeling safe going to a movie. Let's see. Thank goodness been waiting to crack into this case of Black Widow promo Dr. Pepper. It's still got to be good, right? Actually, I think it will. I think soda in can should be okay for a couple of years, right?
Dr. Pepper's always gross.
Oh, stop it.
I do not like Dr. Pepper.
Don't dare. Why? Why are you going to talk slander against my favorite soft drink?
I don't know. I love prunes. I just don't care for Dr. Pepper.
Prune juice. It's
I know.
Three unique flavors.
Yeah.
You can join. It's so funny how alike you and Colleen are in so many ways.
I really don't like Dr. Pepper.
Colleen hates it.
Even like every couple of years, I'll be like, it can't be that bad. I try to I can't even drink like half a can. I'll drink anything. It's just I can't drink that. Oh, did you see the Peeps? The Peeps Pepsi?
What? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pepsi. So is it
Pepsi's
like
coming out? Pepsi's coming out with a marshmallow soda based on the candy Peeps.
That sounds insane. Hold on, let's see this.
Yeah.
Pepsi Peeps. Is it?
Yeah,
Peeps?
just try it. Peeps. Pepsi Peeps. Boom, booyah! There it is.
This. Oh my god. That is incredible. I honestly, I love the yellow.
But the thing is, I'm like, is it Pepsi still? Like, is it Pepsi with the marshmallow flavor, or is it just marshmallow soda?
It's cans, so.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like cherry Coke isn't just cherry soda; it's cherry with Coke in it, or cherry Pepsi. So I don't know if it's marshmallow and Pepsi or just marshmallow. I think it's just marshmallow.
What is this?
I'm sure Matt from Dinosaur Dracula has some thoughts.
Oh my god! Like I want to try it. I do want to try it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then they also have a mango Pepsi coming out. Listen, okay, so we're looking for them.
Yeah,
I'll let you know. I'll give you an update if I find them.
Are these gonna hit like normal retailers? Or an exclusive of a certain retailer?
I have no idea. I just know they exist.
Huh.
And it's not April 1st yet.
It's true. It's not April 1st. The Celebrate Limited Shop Peeps and Pepsi are collaborating. They're bringing two of the most. No purchase necessary. A purchase will not increase your chance of winning. Huh. Okay. Winning? Well, apparently they're doing like a promotion too with it or something.
Okay.
Like that. Huh. That is fascinating. I listen. I'm in. I want to try it. I'm sure it'll taste disgusting.
Yeah.
But and it'd be cool because all the Peeps taste the same, right? Even though the flavor,
they're just
the same.
Yeah, right. I think they have like chocolate covered ones, or maybe they have like a pack of orange, but they're mostly just marshmallow. Try to get your hands on some.
Yeah,
I'm going to try to get my hands on some.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe blind taste test next Thursday.
Yeah, if we can find it, absolutely. Right. Because I don't know, just I love primary colors. I love the primary colors, and I love like slightly pastel primary colors, or just slight variations of it. And like just the pink, yellow, and blue is so freaking appealing to me. Like I just freaking love
but it's gotta taste like marshmallows.
And that's fine. Like I don't care. I really want these cans because they look so cool. And I love Peeps. I could eat stacks of Peeps. I know some people can't stand them. It's
fine with them,
but I could just eat them all day long.
Yeah. Now you could drink them.
And now I can drink them. But now here's my question to you.
All right.
Are you indifferent to Peeps?
They're fine. They're fine. I love Easter candy.
Okay.
I'll eat any Easter candy, but I don't like seek out Peeps. But if there's some for the taking, I'll definitely take them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Circus peanuts. Are you circus peanuts guy? I like them. I really like circus peanuts.
And so that's my question, because circus peanuts to me were always kind of like stale marshmallows. So Colleen, she likes Peeps, but she leaves them open so they get stale.
Right.
And it's almost turns into a bit of a circus peanut situation.
Yeah. I don't know.
I didn't know if you had a similar type of approach to the Peeps.
I don't mind them either way.
I like them fresh. But I'm with you as well. Like the Easter candy, I would probably rank number one just because Cadbury eggs are my favorite candy of all time. It's Cadbury eggs. I love.
Right. I had one yesterday.
Usually my mom gets me some for my birthday because it's usually around that time. Like my birthday generally is around Easter. So she got me like a 5-pack or whatever, and I ate them in like a day. Because I can't control myself. Hey,
you're gonna get that shot because of it.
Exactly. And Peeps and the Easter egg version of Reese's are my favorite Reese's, just because that egg shape to me is the best version of Reese's. So yeah, I would agree. Like Easter candy.
Yeah, I think I like Easter candy more than Halloween candy.
I would agree.
Halloween candy is just the same stuff. But Easter you get like, so have you had the Reese's Pieces eggs? So they're like Reese's Pieces
inside them.
They're just Reese's Pieces, but they're bigger. They're shaped like the Cadbury,
the little Cadbury,
the Cadbury minis.
Yeah,
the little ones. So it's like a Reese's Pieces, but a big fat one.
Ooh.
So
okay, that's where I like M&M's, the peanut butter M&M's.
We talked about this last year.
We may have. I don't know. Just how much we love it. Anyway, Jay Griffiths, whole lot of nasty in this episode. I guess Jay Griffiths is not an Easter candy fan. Sorry about that, Jay. Reese's eggs are the best. I can't hear any other argument. Riley Bob's on the side here. Oak City Gamers, the eggs are the best. The peanut butter to the chocolate ratio is crazy. There's so much of the peanut butter. Exactly. Yeah. Something about the ratio is perfect.
Did you see have you seen that they did, this is going to turn into candy talk, but Reese's peanut butter cups, but instead of chocolate, it's peanut butter.
That's too much. I'm not
all peanut butter.
I'm not there. I'm not there for that. Fetz, what is the show about again? Hey, listen, all right, we're not talking about Marvel yet. I don't need any sass from you, Fetz, okay?
What are you going to eat? What are you going to eat while watching TV? Junk food.
It's true. It's true. This is what, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ralph. Gone Fishing 77 Mac. I used to trust Jay until Peeps. It's fine. Listen, I'm willing to stand by this whole Peep situation. And again, I'm gonna get a lot of people upset right now. The peanut butter lovers ones are no good.
Oh, good to know.
I don't like peanut butter. I'm not a peanut butter fan. I'm gonna say it. Put myself out there. Anyway, ooh, peppermint patty bat is the best for that. I love York patties. Love.
Right.
Guys. Anywho, all right.
My mom used to make brownies, right?
Mm-hmm.
She used to make brownies, and as soon as it was like hot out of the oven, she would crumple up York peppermint patties on it, swirl it, melt it, and then it would kind of harden, and you have a nice shell of
peppermint patty
on your brownies.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Make one for your birthday. Make some brownies. It's so good, dude. It's like a swirly, chocolatey, minty layer of candy on top of your brownies.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I love
that's how I got my shot.
Oh man. I have to be careful. I do have to be careful. But
it's your birthday.
Really good. It's my birthday. So I picked up the boys from school today, and it was just like, sometimes when you're with me, when you're with dad, it's just like, we're just gonna do whatever. And so I was like, you know what, boys, why don't we get some ice cream? So we went and got ice cream, and anyway, and Colleen can't be mad at me because it's my birthday week. Right. Usually she'd be mad at me for that, but she didn't yell at me. So thank you, Colleen, for that one. Let's see. I'd sit and watch TV with Ritz, grape jelly, and tidbits of Reese's eggs. Interesting. Ritz with grape jelly. Again, I can just eat a whole sleeve of Ritz. I can.
Oh, just salt side down.
Yep. We used
that sleeve.
Anyway, all right, moving on. Next big thing was the launch, and it was kind of, to me, it was one of the rare cases where I think a Marvel thing was overshadowed by a DC thing last week. And that was with the arrival of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, which dropped on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And the day after the extended Snyder Cut Justice League. And it was interesting to see, kind of just follow the internet and stuff like that. It seemed like everyone was talking about the Snyder Cut, and rightfully so. And generally, to me, the thoughts have been overwhelmingly positive for the Snyder Cut. I know people are. I mean, I'm sure Fetz is going to jump on in a second and talk about how awful it is, but it was generally really positive. And people are kind of miffed at Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I will say I really liked it. And people are kind of upset there wasn't that much action, but I thought there was a big action set piece in the beginning, and there was a lot of setup, but at least it felt like it was going somewhere, and the things that were setting up, it felt like this is going to pay off. Like this all makes sense. Unlike WandaVision, which was like, I assume this is going to pay off, but I don't know where this is going.
Right.
But what was your thoughts on Falcon and the Winter Soldier dropping last week?
I thought it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like okay, so
No offense.
okay. It is it was fine. I thought it was fine, and it was definitely all set up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I was super interested in the Falcon story.
Really? I thought his was
trying
really
to save the boat
yeah.
and get the loans. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine. I think it got overshadowed by the Winter Soldier story
Sure.
because him coping with being 108 or whatever.
Yeah.
All of that stuff I find very intriguing.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be nice that they're going to be able to sort of spend more time dealing with that than they were able to in the movies with Steve Rogers. Like we do get some of that in the movies, but this is really like a different angle, especially since he's been awoken so many times throughout the decades and just to murder people.
Yep.
So I found his story more compelling than the Falcon, but I still like Falcon.
To me, I thought the Falcon story was just as compelling. Like, to me, and again, I thought the Winter Soldier story is really compelling because it's really, he has this list of people that he's killed and he's trying to process through that, plus being 108 years old, and just the kind of reveal of the old guy he was hanging out with. That to me, I was like, oh, is this an old war buddy? I was trying to remember like the people that were part of like the crew,
the Howling Commandos.
Yeah. But I was like, maybe I couldn't really remember. But then it's like, oh, it's the dad of that guy that he killed in the beginning of the thing, or at least he was having a nightmare about. So that was like, oh my god, that's a huge, like, like this. I mean, we all knew he had some heavy baggage, but it being this way and having it in a TV show where you can spend time processing through that, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
And then the Falcon story, where he disappeared for 5 years, and it's explored in a different way than we got in WandaVision. And it just kind of showed like even just the mundane things like getting a loan and stuff like that, and how that's affected. Plus being, a person of color and like what they're going through. And then to me, the very end reveal of U.S. Agent, even though he gave the shield to be in the Smithsonian, was just such a like, oh, F this guy. I was so pissed off at the end of the episode, even though I know U.S. Agent, I know of the character and everything. But I was just like, screw that. And to me, I liked the Falcon story because I felt enraged on behalf of Falcon, just kind of seeing what he was going through in the whole episode.
I mean, it took him the whole episode to cope with, not the whole episode, but you can tell it's been weighing on him heavy a long time, not wanting to use that shield because he doesn't feel like it belongs to him. But he's obviously more worthy of it than this numbskull that they showed at the end. And so it's kind of like, oh, hell no, now we got it. Now we got to go get it back.
Yeah, right?
So,
I was like, oh, screw that.
It's that part was intriguing, and I kind of just want to see those two guys just like bust in the Smithsonian or whatever they have to do to get it back.
Where is it now? I guess it's with this dude. But here it is. I like this. There's a lot of memes.
Who's this dude?
I feel bad for this actor. Because I mean, he must know he's kind of playing a heel here, right? So, but this one, when you order something online when it arrives, and there was another one. Did I save that one? I may not have, but it was basically, it was 3 of the pictures of Steve Rogers, and then one of the U.S. agent, and it was just like that one wheel on your shopping cart. So yeah, screw this guy. I want to give this guy the boot. So to me, like, I really dug the episode as a whole. I think the action, the helicopter thing in the beginning was really interesting. Like, it was a really good action set piece. And then the Falcon's kind of storyline of going back home, trying to save the family boat and house, but also this kind of sub storyline with and again, the Marvel fans gonna be mad at me. I don't know what was the Red Hand or whatever that was, And then again, I think the Winter Soldier's storyline was really compelling. So I actually really liked it. I liked it better than the first episode of WandaVision. And it has me excited, mainly because Captain America: The Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie. And this seems to be kind of following a similar type feel as the more espionage kind of spy movie. So I think they know that. I think they know that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm excited for the series. I like the actors. Every commercial I've seen has a psych vibe to it. like just the way they interact with each other. And I think that's one of the issues with this first episode is they don't interact. We don't get the Falcon and Winter Soldier together. So I'm excited to see them come together. Clearly they're both going to have issues with the Shield,
Absolutely.
So and a lot of trailers I see have both of them hanging out with the Shield. So I have a feeling they're going to get that back real quick. And we'll see what that, what kind of fallout that, creates. I'm excited. It's like the fact that you can watch a Marvel TV show like this using the actors from the films and stuff, like, it's pretty awesome. And even it's one of the things with WandaVision, we're kind of like just bitching and complaining about it, but it's a TV show with the movie actors, so it's still pretty cool. So it's like we're getting like these, it's almost like Snyder cuts where it's like you're going to have however many episodes of this, 8 or 10 episodes of this, and that's almost like getting 2 full movies. So it's awesome.
I agree. Going to the chat, Jager was 6-hour endgame director's cut. Let's go. To me, I thought endgame was long, but I really enjoyed it. It was dark. I mean, I can only imagine what a director's cut of endgame would probably be 6 hours. Oak City Gamers, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I like the comic book like storytelling style. It takes time to tell a story.
I think we've mentioned that about like other TV shows, like TV shows just in general.
Better.
I feel like comics lend themselves to that more.
Agreed. Jagger said opening action sequence with the choppers was amazing, though. I agree. I thought it was a really I saw people complaining online like it didn't have that much action. I was like, that was a really amazing action sequence in the beginning of the episode. And maybe you could complain it was at the beginning and didn't do anything else since then, but I was like, it was still really good. Like, I don't know. What do you people want? They want that every 5 minutes. I think they should have dropped the first 2 episodes. What do you think there? Should they have done the same thing with WandaVision? The problem with WandaVision, I felt, was you had the first, I was like, okay, that's a fun concept. And then the second episode was almost the exact same thing. And that was where I think both of us had an issue with it. But what are your thoughts?
Once they showed that someone was watching WandaVision, then they should have started propelling the story forward.
Exactly.
But they waited until, what was that, episode 4?
I think so.
We started getting Jimmy and Monica. I'm fine with this. It's an hour-long episode. WandaVisions were a half hour, so that kind of made sense for them to drop a couple on the first day. But I mean, this show has so much potential. It seems a little bit more user-friendly than WandaVision. I feel like this is just going to be a straight up like a Marvel movie, but just done in a serialized fashion. So we'll get those action scenes for sure.
Yeah.
But this is like, I mean, it's like a James Bond movie. You get like a stinger at the beginning before the titles come up. And so we got that. And then now we're going to get into the rest of the spy stuff, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I wasn't, I mean, super like amped up. I wasn't like, oh, this is the greatest show ever. It wasn't like, you know, a Mandalorian or something where you're like, I can't believe I've never seen anything like this on TV. But we are going to be getting like a big, long, huge movie. So that's cool. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. And we only have to wait a couple more hours.
Exactly. It'll be here soon. JMT 14. I definitely see a slow build coming. Again, that's it. Just I could see where it was going. The way it ended with the U.S. agent, you're just like, screw that, guys. Like, all right, we know where we're going, and I dug that. I'm like, Friday COD, chill, watch TV. Nothing. I'm not thinking about Falcon, Winter Soldier. I'll be there Saturday after stuff I do. Disney added a disclaimer: the series contains violent scenes that may be viewed as triggering or unsettling to some viewers, particularly in the light of recent real-world tragic events. Let's get nuts. Now, there was a lot of talk about just the body count, just because there was kind of the complaints that Wonder Woman killed people in the Snyder Cut,
right?
And you know, the first however many minutes of this episode, like 18 people were killed or whatever. It's a comic movie. I dug what they're trying to do with Patty Jenkins was trying to do with Wonder Woman. I appreciated that. But I also didn't mind it in the Snyder Cut. I mean, you kind of just know what you're getting from Snyder. But anyway, let's see. Riley Bob, in response to us hating the actor who plays U.S. agent, don't feel bad. That's Kurt Russell's son. He's doing all right in life. Well, there you go. Kurt Russell and what's her name? Goldie Hawn.
Yep.
Does look just like him. Jagers, he doesn't even fill the suit outright. That's probably
that's all purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wanted us to make sure we knew it was just some random guy and not Steve Rogers.
Yep.
They pulled it off. Nobody on the internet likes him.
No.
It worked.
Oak City Gamers dropping $2 to the show tonight. Well, thank you, Oak City Gamers. That's very kind. Tacos.
Sounds good.
Those memes were really funny this week. That was a lot of fun. Oak City Gamers, and the Falcon story sounds like a retread. Save the restaurant. Is it? Oh, that's right, boat. I know you didn't really dig it too much either, Ralph, but I don't know. I thought it was fine. Again, to me, I think where it really kind of landed for me was when they were trying to get the loan, and the loan officer is like, "Oh, can I get a picture with you?" and all this stuff. It's like, "Oh, but sorry, I can't give you a loan." Yeah. And I was just like, "Oh man!" Like, to me, that just kind of, I don't know, made me feel for them in a way that, just kind of feeling that frustration, or not, realizing I couldn't understand that frustration, but also just like being on their side. And I think it sells the U.S. agent having the end just being like, screw this guy in such a way. So that to me, where yes, maybe it is a bit of a reach, it's been done before, but that whole setup then made that ending that much more impactful.
Yeah.
Mark Vibert, friend of both
you
and I. The name is linked to Samuel Wilson, a meat packer from Troy, New York, who supplied barrels of beef to the United States Army during the War of 1812. Sam's Sam. Cap. There you go.
Yeah.
Scott D, what's up, fellas? Liked it, didn't love it yet, but I think I will.
I'm in the same boat.
I would, I was thinking the same. I liked it, and I feel like it's going to land the plane, so to speak.
Yeah. I like the characters. Can't wait to see them together. Yeah. And I'm assuming tomorrow's episode we'll see them together. I think they have really good chemistry. We rewatched Winter Soldier and Civil War recently, and they're great together. So yeah, I'm pretty fired up on that. So once they get together, I think things are going to be kicking in for everybody. I think everybody's going to be on board once they get together.
Yeah, I agree. The actor played a little semi-pro hockey. Fun fact. Oh, well, there you go. More hockey in this episode today. The loan officer was truly part of that story. I mean, really, it was like, I don't know, 10 minutes total, and that was 5 minutes of the story. So I think that was a big part of the story. You know, but that's just me. Let's see. Fetz, after listening to one of the writers be interviewed, I think it's going to be very charged with racial issues. And I think that's good. I think that'll be, you know, a good thing to see on the show. As a person of color, superhero, I would be in today's climate. I think it would be awkward if it didn't actually tackle some of those topics.
Right, and considering that that Bucky is like a World War II era veteran character, I'm surprised they don't lean into that, because there was different thinking back then.
Sure,
back in the 40s and stuff. So I'm interested to see if they'll play with it that way. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they'll make Bucky a racist, but he comes from an era where we all sort of let Grandpa have a kind of like, that's just Grandpa being Grandpa. But I don't know if they'll do that to Bucky.
We saw what happened when we let Grandpa be Grandpa. But you know, maybe they explore that. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah. See how that goes. Mark Vibert, I'm looking forward to more of it. Only halfway through Act 1. Can't wait for Zemo. I'm guessing Baron Zemo.
Yeah.
He's in a poster, isn't he?
Right.
The mask. Watchmen was great. You guys. Watchmen on HBO was amazing.
Right.
And for those who know, Ralph and I, we've covered Damon Lindelof properties for over a decade. And like his work on that series, and along with everybody else that was part of that, is like the pinnacle of his growth as a showrunner, because
it's pretty flawless.
It is,
Watchmen,
right?
It's flawless.
Yeah. Like on every single level, being like and being ahead of the curve on where we were as a society, and just like hitting these heavy topics and brought things to light that a lot of people didn't know about, and
right,
but also somehow like making a sequel to a beloved comic book property and it being really good.
Like, talk about sticking the landing. Like, this is like an impossible task.
On just so many levels, like it hits on so many levels, that it had no right to be like, just given the and I think, you know, when Damon Lindelof first took it on, you know, there's a lot of people that are groaning about Lost or groaning about Prometheus, and especially a comic book property, and especially a comic book property like Watchmen.
Yeah.
And the way people are on the internet.
Yeah, they treat it like the Bible or something.
Yeah. And for him to take that and then continue the story in a way that like tackled society issues with race in America, and move the story forward, and did it in such a way that was so compelling, and everybody's story moved along pretty much.
Right.
And it was really satisfying. Like, just, I don't know. It was amazing on so many levels.
Right.
So many levels. So if Falcon and Winter Soldier are going to try to tackle some of those issues, you know, you could look to Watchmen and just seeing how well it was done there. But again, I don't think a Disney streaming service is going to do what HBO did, or let a show, you know, do what he did on HBO, because it was you know, it's heavy stuff for sure.
No blue vibrators.
No.
That show's awesome.
Wakanda, he said that's his peaceful place. So yeah, maybe there you go, Ralph. He's not
All right.
He's not your racist grandpa. Sorry.
Okay, good. I didn't want him to be. I'm just saying that could be a storyline. Different time. Different time.
Right about Watchmen was great. We just waxed poetic on that. I'm looking forward to watching more. Only halfway through. Oh, sorry. I already read that. I definitely don't think they lean that way. Would love to see Damon Lindelof write an MCU or DCEU film. I kind of want to see him do DCEU. I think Marvel's got its thing. I feel like DC is always in the more adult, the more heavier.
I feel like
area.
I feel like DC, especially with like the Joker and the upcoming the Batman. I feel like they're able to sort of do individual storytelling without it having to be tied to this grand continuity.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're able to do things, allow the filmmakers to do their own thing.
Yep.
And so I would love to see like Damon Lindelof tackle something.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he did Watchmen and is a huge success. So I could see DC and Warner Brothers approaching him to see if he wanted to do or tackle any DC characters. I don't know what I would want him to do. But I feel like The Watchmen was so thoughtful, and thought-provoking, that you kind of want to stick to that. And I'm not sure what character would lend themselves to that. I could see like maybe a Booster Gold, given his whole time travel storyline, kind of maybe messing with that and doing some kind of fun mind-bending stuff with Booster Gold, because we know he has a sense of humor. We know he can deal with sort of science fiction, non-linear storytelling.
Yeah.
So I think for him, I think Booster Gold would be really fun. It wouldn't be as heavy as Watchmen. Maybe he doesn't want to do something as heavy as Watchmen, but being able to tie why Booster Gold came from the future to the present. I think he could do a lot of fun, things with that using flashbacks, but the flashbacks taking place in the future, and maybe his life isn't so great, and him coming here to be like the greatest superhero. It's like if I could just be like, the greatest superhero if I were in the past, as opposed to now. I think that would be interesting. I'd go with like a Booster Gold for Damon Lindelof.
Yep.
Seems like something he'd be down for.
I think Colleen states it well here. I think large part of what made Watchmen so great was that it had a diverse writer's room, and he listened to them and their input rather than be Mr. Showrunner ego. I think it's a really great point, because he did really hire a really diverse writer's room. And that, to me, I do believe in, even in my own personal and professional business side, like if you really build a diverse team, different backgrounds, different race, genders, and you're going to have different perspectives that can tell a fuller story. And I do think he should be given credit for not letting his own ego get in the way there. Maybe like Joss Whedon did with his cut of, Justice League. It worse every single step of the way. Like every single
right.
Made it worse. A lot of people agreeing with Colleen there. That's my wife, ladies and gentlemen. That's my wife. I love this comment from Scott D. Damon does Green Lantern. Ralph faints. Would you want Damon Lindelof to take on the Green Lantern Corps?
I would be fine with it, just because I think I would. I don't have any problems with him. Like, I trust him. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be like, if you were to say something like, I don't know, bad director blank gets Green Lantern, that'd be sad. But I'm like, at least I know David Lindelof has a sensibility and will look at it from every angle and pick out the best stuff to make it the best possible. I haven't seen The Leftovers, but I love Lost. I liked Prometheus. I loved Watchmen.
Leftovers season 1's it's depressing, but season 2's amazing, and season 3,
that's what I hear.
Well,
we'll see. I'll get on it.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I would have no reason to hate him doing a Green Lantern. I'd be totally down with that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not even a Green Lantern fan. I think it'd be cool. It'd be
Yeah.
cool. All right. Let's see here. Last thing that I wanted to talk about today was the finale, the conclusion to one of my favorite shows on TV. And that is the new DuckTales had its series finale last week. My family and I, we finally watched it Friday, I think, last week. Oh yeah, I guess we did before we did our Screen Geeks episode. I think I mentioned it there. But again, I've said it before, and you said you watched it and you didn't really quite dig it.
Yeah, Stevie was watching it, and I caught a couple episodes. I didn't grow up with DuckTales. It wasn't a show I watched. I didn't really watch any of the Disney Afternoon stuff other than Gummy Bears, which was like pre Disney Afternoon.
Gummy Bears was first. Gummy Bears was the first Disney Afternoon show.
Yeah, but was it under that banner, Disney Afternoons?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
But I mean, yeah. And then I tried rewatching Gummy Bears. I couldn't get into it.
So what's great about this show is Gummy Bears is a part of the history in this show. It's a whole like universe, and it's against like kind of in the ancient past, like Gummy Bears was. And I think Colleen didn't grow up with Disney Afternoon, at least the same way I did, because I don't think she was allowed to watch TV as a kid. I think she was given 10 minutes a week of TV time. So I don't know if she had enough time to watch it. But so I went into it as someone that grew up with Disney Afternoon, that loves DuckTales, Tailspin, Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck. And then befriending Tad Stones, who's a big part of that. So then just kind of having even that much more of a connection to it. And then this show coming out, and I was like, oh, well, I definitely want it. And then the people that are in the show, just the cast, is amazing. Bobby Moynihan, Danny Pudi, Ben Schwartz, David Tennant, was it Beck Bennett? Lin-Manuel Miranda. I mean, just it goes on and on and on. Margot Martindale, who plays CJ Craig on West Wing. Allison Janney. Like, it just, the cast is amazing, and they all do an amazing job. And it just, the story is just really compelling, and it tells, like, each episode is its own adventure, but then it has like an overarching story for each season. Season 1 is the mystery of their mother, Della Duck. Season 2 is the kind of return of Della Duck plus the battle against the moon invaders, and then season 3 is like the conclusion and kind of who were the big bads that were behind it all the whole time. And so the finale was just one of those rare finales that kind of brought back this huge cast of characters that had just about everybody that you loved from the entire series, wrapped it up in a way that was really satisfying, and then had like a kind of a big reveal for a core character to the series that even as Colleen was watching it, she's like, really, we're just going to make this happen at the end? And then it paid off, I think, so well that Colleen's like, wow, that was really, really good. For me, the whole time I was like, I think this is gonna pay off in a way that'll be really enjoyable. And it really did. So it's one of those reboots. We're talking about like how Watchmen, and again, it's still a family show, so it's not on the same level as Watchmen. I'm not going to do that, but where I think it compares is this is rebooting a beloved franchise, and it's a reboot that not only respects and pays homage to the original DuckTales, the Carl Barks Uncle Scrooge comics from 50 years before, the Donald Duck mythology, all the characters in the kind of Donald Duck universe, plus the Disney Afternoon universe. It ties it all together in a really compelling way, and it gives new voices to all of these old characters, but also changes them in certain ways. And all of those types of things you could put on a laundry list of what ticks internet people off. but it did it in such a way that I think was really, really good. So it was sad that the show ended, but Disney kind of historically has this 65 episode rule with their animated series where they usually cancel it after 65 episodes. And as this I think was the 75th episode, so it was going to happen. But it's on the first two seasons on Disney Plus. Once it's on Disney Plus, I think in time, I think people will really look back and kind of talk about how DuckTales shouldn't have been as good a show as it was, and it was fantastic.
Cool.
As long as Scrooge was put on trial for other people, he wronged the entire series in the finale. Kind of funny enough, one of the penultimate episodes, it kind of had that type of play, which was kind of fun. So it was not like Seinfeld, but similar. Colleen, I really love that the last episode focused on the character who is kind of the heart and soul of the show. Agreed. Absolutely. And again, I'm rewatching it now, and you kind of see that in a lot of ways. But anywho, I love it. Love it. So that's all I'll say about it. In time, I do want to again, given connections to some of these people on the show, I do want to kind of have them on Screen Geeks. Bobby Moynihan, you've met him in person. We've interviewed him before, friendly to both of our podcasts previous to this. So I'd love to have him on and talk about it. His Louie, I think, is probably one of the scene stealers in the show. Really funny. Again, if you love Bobby Moynihan, if you love Ben Schwartz, like they are still Bobby Moynihan and Ben Schwartz as these characters. They're so funny in it. So funny. But anyway.
I know. I need to watch it. I'm done with Mask, so I need to find something to watch.
There you go.
Yeah.
You won't be steered wrong, I guess I should say.
Right.
All right. Well, Ralph, I think that'll do it for today's Screen Geeks. What do you think?
Sure. We've got a couple hours before Winter Soldier and Falcon comes. Then we got watch Invincible. If you guys like superheroes, give Invincible a shot. If it's anything like the book, you'll love it. It's a new take on family superheroes. It's a world full of them. Like it's established that
you have been pimping this show for months now, at least 6 months. We could go back. It's been on several thumbnails for the show.
Yes. Yeah.
And
so now's the time to check it out.
It's here. Tomorrow is the day. We will absolutely be talking about it whenever we do the next Screen Geeks. So yeah, I will be watching it tomorrow. And I'll hold off. I'll hold off on reading the book until I've seen this season. But again, thank you to John of Toy Geeks for loaning me his volume 1. How many volumes are there? Do you know, Ralph? Is there like 2, 3?
I don't know. They did like 147 issues.
Holy moly.
Okay. But it's done. Like it's done.
Yeah.
You read 1 through 147 or whatever it is, 134, and you're set. You're good to go. It's a self-contained comic, and you will love it.
Well,
it's got now I'm going to tell you, when you read it, he goes to Reginald Vell Johnson High School, and if you look at all the background characters, there's a lot of kind of Easter eggs of pop culture characters.
Okay.
Kind of in the backgrounds. So yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
It's kind of fun.
All right. Well, that will do it for this episode of Screen Geeks. Join us Thursdays at 9:00, sometimes Fridays, but you will always be notified if you subscribe to youtube.com/geekdecklife. Click the subscribe button below and that bell icon to be notified when the latest episode of Screen Geeks is coming up. Also, Toy Geeks will be on this Sunday. We'll talk about those new Gargoyles figures. And as I said before, Land Shark will be coming up on the channel soon. And and Invincipod coming up this week at Invincipod at Casino.
Starting on Monday.
So good. So good. All right. Well, Until next time, hasta luego and goodbye.